think it provides a recreational venue for everyone. You see fishermen on the piers, and you see people walking every morning for their health, and people coming here and having picnics in the park right along the waterfront, or playing soccer, and just enjoying the beauty of it. It's a very special venue, and it's accessible really to everybody in the city, and it's always nice to see young people coming down and having fun there. And all of these things just add to the really positive aspects of living here in Perth Amboy that I think not everybody is aware of.
I think Perth Amboy is seen as the marina district, and because we have the cornucopia, we have the ferry. A lot of those things are iconic to Perth Amboy. So just between those two points is the waterfront. A lot of people play at the waterfront. There's a lot of activities that happen.
Consider that the waterfront is 50% of our border, and that the waterfront is really the carrot that draws people from out of town into town. They have to drive through town. They have to pass our restaurants and our stores to get here. Yes, it's extremely important. As a matter of fact, our waterfront won a contest from the American Planning Association. We were voted a great public space. We won one of the first prizes for great public spaces. And so that was really, a pleasant surprise, because now people from out of town and people from other parts of New Jersey actually saw what we appreciate, and they also recognize the value of the waterfront.
I think that the waterfront is it's the thing or the factor that makes Perth Amboy. The waterfront is the feature that anybody from outside would see Perth Amboy as. Even though not a lot of us participate in aquatic sports or anything of that matter, just seeing Perth Amboy walking right by the boardwalk is a gift or a treasure on its own, So I think it's an integral part of Perth Amboy. Just having it and having that waterfront there it's special to everybody in its own way. So, I wasn't very involved with the waterfront until like my freshman year when I joined the sailing team, and so I think I have a deeper appreciation for the waterfront because I do. The waterfront is technically my stadium. We invite schools from outside, from all over the state, sometimes even from Pennsylvania, to come over, and we run regattas. And I have pride in this town, just as any other school would have pride in their football stadium or their tennis courts. I think for me it is the Raritan Bay, Raritan River area, the bay that really stands out to me, and so I want to take care of it. So that's why it's special to me. I have a special connection with it.
Lived in Florida for a little bit and came back. Something always draws me back to Perth Amboy. Probably one of the residents that are waiting on its renaissance. So much potential on this waterfront, it's unbelievable. A couple more restaurants, just a little bit more of an effort to direct the town into a direction where it's pleasant to come and visit and shop and enjoy the waterfronts and meals and drinks on the water. So,
on October 29th, 2012, Hurricane Sandy made landfall on the New Jersey coast. In its wake, it had caused an estimated $63 billion in damage and took the lives of 73 people in the United States alone. Perth Amboy was in the direct path of Sandy, and there was no damage done to the city greater than at our waterfront.
My experience with Hurricane Sandy was, I think, might have been a little different from everybody's, but it also might have been a little similar for other people. Other people might have shared a similar experience. I spent it with my mom, and my mom, she's not very well in tune with, I guess, technological, social media. The only thing she watches is like the news and stuff. So when it came to like getting information, I think she was a bit of a disadvantage, at a disadvantage. So I think I felt a lot of pressure, not a lot of pressure, but I felt a sense of responsibility to get her information, get us information about the storm to be able to cope with it. So yes, it was, I think it was a bonding time for me and my mom.
I was one of probably the naive ones and probably really didn't prepare besides getting a bunch of water, some batteries for a flashlight. Other than that, we really didn't do much preparing because we didn't really think the water was going to go above the seawall that we had here, which was about 10, 15, 20 feet. I was just like, no way is this water going to come up and above that wall. So needless to say, it did. And we got a lot of water. It was a big storm.
You live right in front of the actual...
I do actually live in the landings on the northern building, the Bay View. So we're right in front, townhomes right there. Water came up and over that wall, covered the park benches, which is unbelievable. I think the only thing that actually saved us were the two buildings have underground garages. So the water rushed in and filled the two underground garages, putting all those cars and motorcycles underwater. If it wasn't for those garages, we probably would have had a bigger issue with water than what we had.
My experience during Hurricane Sandy, I wouldn't say it was pleasant, but I wouldn't say it was very stressful. I think it was right there in between. I was very equipped for Sandy, so I didn't have troubles, surviving Sandy. But I do have to say it was very stressful because, having other family members who are not as prepared as me and, worrying about them, that becomes the stressful part of Sandy.
Many people in Perth Amboy found that Sandy left them with only minimal damage on their homes. Others were not as lucky.
I guess. My problem is, I should say the problem that many of us are facing right now is that no matter how many programs we approach and fill papers for and try to reach, we always thought, you make too much money. You need this paper. You need this other program. Nobody knows exactly what's going on.
George's home on the waterfront was destroyed in the wake of Hurricane Sandy. He, like many people affected by Sandy, has had trouble getting the relief aid needed to help repair his home and live there again.
Insurance companies, they collected my money for many years. I've been in that little house for 30 years. When it's time to pay up, where's the money? Nobody wants to hear it. Oh, you have this problem, you have that other problem, we're going to call you later. Nobody comes up front and says, you have a problem, I'm going to take it. What is it that you need? What are my resources? Where can I go? Do the cleanup, do this, come and move into your house. It's not happening. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. I do have to thank long-term recovery. We did apply and we got some substantial amount of money, which I'm paying, using that money to pay rent where I'm living at. So, as you see right now, I'm paying rent, and the money's gonna go away pretty soon. And I'm still paying a mortgage, insurances, but I can't live in my house. That is very sad in the United States of America. Very sad. Where's all the people? Where is the help?
When Sandy came to the waterfront, homes and businesses were devastated. Afterwards, people expected to be able to get the help they need.
There's still apparent damages in the waterfront, even if you walk today.
Unbelievable, the devastation. And the frustration, honestly, is it's been all this time since. And you would think that we would be on our way to recovery, but we haven't been. This program, up to this point, has been a colossal failure.
On October 19th, 2014, our team attended a conference in Perth Amboy meant to address the failures of the then current relief and aid policies. The conference also educated the public on the Sandy Bill of Rights, a piece of legislation meant to help those trying to apply and receive aid.
It comes down to the people that are struggling, the business owners, the homeowners, the families that don't know what is going on. That's why at our reorganization in the legislature, we called on the Sandy Bill of Rights. That at least will give you some answers. We'll let you know where you're on a list and maybe make the process a little more user-friendly. Look, it's not about me giving a speech. We came here today to have a few people speak and then hear from the people that are impacted the most, real people, and tell their stories about what's happening in their lives. Because just multiply it by thousands, because that's what it is. Imagine being on a waiting list. You don't know if you're number 1 or 8,000.
When Hurricane Sandy first hit, there was a lot of confusion on how to handle the situation. Citizens did not know where to go for government aid. Perth Amboy had to take care of its own for the time being.
The one thing that I'm very thankful was that our partners, we had police, we had our fire, we had the hospital, we had the schools, we had everyone working closely to ensure first that we could provide shelters, number one. The safety of the residents was key. And I thought that was really, really important. And again, and then the business part was when the business community came in to help us feed.
A few days after Hurricane Sandy, the people of Perth Amboy came together to clean up the waterfront.
Activity that I witnessed when it came to the volunteering, I think it was one Saturday or a weekend or something like that. I think it was a Saturday or Sunday. The mayor asked a bunch of volunteers to come down to the waterfront and pretty much just clean up the garbage, a lot of debris, a lot of earth, trees, limbs, branches, stuff like that, some garbage. Boats were still laying out on the hill over here, which was pretty crazy.
I do have to say it was a very unifying experience. Just seeing, how many people care about Perth Amboy, from the young to the old coming out, just to pick up debris. Like you said, our school did have volunteers come, so unifying us within our school, making sure that we're sticking to the mission statement of our school, which is to give back to our community, was really cool.
Really moving to see how many people showed up at the waterfront when the mayor called for community help, and over 1,000 people showed up to clean up the walkways and get the pavers that had been displaced, and we stacked them on pallets, and it was a lot of hard work, and it was really heartwarming to see so many people come out to do that.
If we learned anything from Sandy, I would say it's the strength of this community. The people really came together. I still can't believe what I saw days after the storm.
As of now, the waterfront is on its way back to recovery. We should not forget, however, that when the city could rely on nobody else, it was the people who came together to help it.